Today on Karamo.
It was a nightmare.
James was abandoned as a child.
My mother took me to supermarket and left me there.
But just recently, his stepdaughter
He's such a great dad.
put him in touch with possible members of his family.
I see people that look just like me.
He's about to meet a woman who could be his sister for the first time in person. So do you believe James is your brother?
Yes.
Plus,
If your dad was here today, what would you want to say to him?
That your deadbeat?
it's a little girl who's been growing up without her father.
My daughter back there hurt, bro.
Will this man finally wake up and get the message? You are sitting here over nonchalant. Brother, do you think you look cool right now? Like, what do you think? My next guest, James, was left at the hospital by his mother as a newborn. He didn't even have a name on his birth certificate. He grew up not having a connection to any family his entire life. Now, 9 years ago, he met and married his wife and gained a child. She wanted to help him find the missing piece of his life. Take a look at this.
James has been my stepdad for about 9 years. He's the first father figure I've ever had, and he's helped me actually get over so many things with my biological father and kind of like have those hard conversations with him on why he wasn't there and how I can move forward. And just seeing the example that I've always wanted through him has been just an amazing blessing. And I couldn't ask for somebody like better. We've been having conversations, the family, about like how he grew up in the foster care system, didn't really know who his family was like at all. I've been reading up on ancestry DNA tests. Even if it didn't draw like a direct link to his family, I wanted to at least start somewhere. When I got him the kit, it was so funny because it was like months later. I come back home because I was in college and I see it just sitting on the shelf. So I ended up opening the box and just got the little thing and just forced him to swab so that we could get the DNA results. It does give you some information of who could possibly be related to you. I hope that this DNA test comes back and he can find this missing link.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful family, but also what a touching story. Today, James is hoping that the DNA test will link him to a woman who could be his sister. Hey, please everyone, help me welcome James to the show. James, you are fly, brother. You are fly.
How you doing?
Let me find out you got the memo. You got the memo. Look, I see you. Good. Listen, I give it up for fashion when somebody looks great.
Thank you.
So James, for 59 years,
Yeah.
you did not know anyone in your family.
No.
Wow. Did you have any information on them before this?
No, just my birth certificate, which only had my last name on it, my mother's name, and potentially my father's name on it, who turns out that he wasn't my father.
Yeah.
And that's all the information that I had. And I tried to get information. The foster care system couldn't help me. Children and Family Services couldn't help me. And the only information that I got was from vital statistics.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit. What was your childhood like?
So I grew up in foster care. I found out that my mother took me to a supermarket and left me there. So they turned me over to Children and Family Services in Sacramento, California. And eventually they shipped me down to Compton, California, where I grew up. I was never adopted. I was just always in the foster care system. So about 15, 16 years old, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was verbally, physically, and sexually abusive.
I'm so sorry.
My foster, my guardians, I don't even call them my parents or my mother or father. I didn't have that connection with them, and they never were embracive to me to tell me, I love you, or hugs or anything like that.
You described to my producers that you grew up with a street mentality. But what was it that made you decide that you wanted to change your life personally?
Well, the street, of course, I never joined a gang, but I fought a lot. And a lot of that stemmed from, just being labeled as a foster kid. You don't have no mom, you don't have no dad. So I fought a lot. So it wasn't until, because I was angry and I felt like I was a victim and I felt like the world owed me a life, that I got in trouble. And in the midst of being in that trouble, I just decided, it just clicked one day, like, I don't want to live as a victim anymore. I want to be able to be productive. I want to be, something that people can talk about, and I want to be an overcomer. And I just want to be those things that,
You better share your testimony, all right? Seriously, I love that. So when did your life start to turn around?
I went to church. It was just something that God was just saying that I really want you to do. I want you to do bigger things. I'm a pastor now, but
I can feel that testimony from earlier. I can feel it. Okay. But your stepdaughter, we all saw your stepdaughter.
Yeah.
She got you the Ancestry kit that started this whole journey. And we saw, such a beautiful young woman and such a beautiful relationship you two have. Tell me about that DNA kit and what that moment was for you.
So she got me the DNA kit for Christmas. She was in college, so when she went off and left to go back to school, I just kind of set it on the mantle in our home and just left it there. And because I didn't really understand how important that DNA test was. It really didn't register to me.
Well, part of that is because you healed from your own past. So you sort of like said, I'm done with this. That's not who I am anymore. I'm here now. It makes sense.
Yes, but still, there still was a sense of incompletion.
I believe that.
It wasn't until she came home from school, and so she sat me down right there and swabbed my mouth.
She said, right now we're doing this. So what happened when you got the results?
So I got the results and started seeing hits. But still, even at that time, it really didn't register to me. So I just left it there. Just so happened, I'm also, because I'm a pastor, I'm also in the funeral business too. So I answered the phone, and this lady gets on, and she's asking about someone who has been deceased about 20 years. And just the questions that she was asking,
She sounds like a genealogy specialist.
It's exactly what she was.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I said, cool, okay, well, I'm trying to find my family. I've been trying to find my family for years. Can you help me? And she says, well, have you ever taken a DNA test? And I was like, oh, yeah, I took the test already.
Yeah.
So she says, well, can I have access to your DNA? I was like, yeah, go right ahead. 3 weeks to the date, she calls me.
What did she find?
I think I found links to your family on both sides. I see people that look just like me.
These possible siblings are about to meet each other in person for the first time. So do you believe James is your brother?
Yes.
Is Chantel James' sister?
I know he's my brother.
The DNA truth is about to be unlocked. Here it goes.
Try to get information. The foster care system couldn't help me.
Tell me about that DNA kit.
Start seeing hits. 3 weeks to the date, she calls me.
What did she find?
I think I found links to your family on both sides.
So were you able to connect with any of the family members that started calling and reaching out?
Yes. So my wife, who's very smart, shout out to my wife. My wife, she decides to put together a Zoom for all of the people that were calling in.
Oh, wow.
So literally on my birthday, we cut on the Zoom and there's like 30 people in it. One of the dreams that I always had was, I said, God, please, all I want to do is see somebody that looks like me.
Yeah.
Right? And so I get on this Zoom and I see people that look just like me.
Yeah.
Look just like me.
Yeah.
There was one guy in particular, and we're thinking like he's my first cousin, and we're talking, and we're chopping it up, and we can tell that we have a chemistry together. And so he says, you know what, I'm gonna take the test just to take the test. And 3 weeks pass, and he calls me, he goes, James, I gotta tell you something, I gotta send you something. I'm like, all right, send it to me. So he sends me a picture of his DNA results. We're not first cousins. We're brothers.
Oh, wow. 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 And how long ago was this?
This was last November.
Last November.
Yeah. So since then, we've been talking, and just, I spent Thanksgiving with him with my family.
Yeah.
And he actually came to Cleveland. My wife came to Cleveland.
Oh, look at this. I love this. Is y'all when y'all reunited? Y'all do look alike. Hey! So let me clear something about this brother. He's from your father's side of your family.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that was most of the people on that Zoom was from your father's side.
Yes.
So what happened with your mother's side of the family?
On my mother's side, I was told my mother didn't have a kid and gave it up. I didn't know how to really accept that at first. Like my father's side, I want to have a relationship with any and all siblings, which will include my mother's side as well.
Got it.
So on my mother's side, I got a lot of resistance because they didn't believe that their mom would have another kid and nobody else know about it. You know,
Why do you think they had doubts about you being their mother's child?
they just never saw a baby. I was a newborn when I was shipped off.
Yeah. So in
And-
their mind, they're like, Mom was never pregnant. So
Yeah, she wasn't pregnant. I don't know where this guy's coming from. I don't know what he want, and you know what's his ulterior motive and what's his agenda. I have no agenda. The only agenda that I have is literally I want to be able to love on my family, whether it be my father's side or my mother's side, and that's it. I don't want anything
Yes.
else.
And so today you're here to meet a potential sister from your mother's side.
Yes.
Got it. Makes sense to me.
Yes.
What would this mean to you to be able to connect with that side of your family?
It will totally fill the gap that I had in my heart. And yes, I've had a lot of scars, a lot of struggles, and all of that, but I just think that we can turn them into a seed, that it will grow, that I'm able to have a relationship with my mother's side of the family and my father's side of the family at the same time.
Yeah. How did you find this potential sister?
The lady that helped us, she was the one that found Chantel. And Chantel connected with me.
Got it. Of
And
course.
we've talked a couple of times, but I can tell there still was some resistance because, you know, her siblings are telling her, nah, Mom didn't have no kid. You can't really fight against that because that's their truth. That's
Are
what
you
I'm
nervous
looking for.
about receiving these DNA results?
Maybe a little. But I truly believe that I am that child.
Well, listen, everyone, when we come back, we will meet one of James' potential siblings, so stay with us. James, are you ready? These possible siblings are about to meet each other in person for the first time. So do you believe James is your brother?
Yes.
Is Chantel James' sister?
I know he's my brother.
The DNA truth is about to be unlocked. Here it goes. Why do you think they had doubts about you being their mother's child?
They just never saw a baby. I have no agenda.
And so today you're here to meet a potential sister. All right, everyone, we have been talking to James, who's hoping to solve a 59-year-old DNA mystery. He is about to meet one of his potential sisters face to face for the very first time. James, are you ready? You ready? All right, well, everyone, please help me welcome Chantel to the show. Hey, Chantel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Yes.
too.
So I see you crying. How do you feel right now?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel excellent.
So did you have any idea that your mother may have had a child, that you may have a brother, another
Well, when
brother?
I was younger, you know, I kind of heard it, you know, in passing, but I never elaborated on it because I'm the baby. And James was 8 years older than me, so. And everybody was telling me, you know, they never seen my mom pregnant.
So how did you find out about James?
The lady, the genealogy lady, she messaged me through Facebook. And I was like, of course, give her my number.
Yeah.
Of course, give her my number.
So do you believe James is your brother?
Yes,
You do?
Yep.
Why do you believe that?
because he looks like us. And I believe it.
So how did your siblings react when they found out about James?
They weren't too much saying that he wasn't our brother. They just wasn't happy with the idea, I want to say.
So your mother has passed away.
Yes.
I'm very sorry
She
about
passed
that.
away in 99, yeah.
I asked James this question earlier, and I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Are you nervous about these DNA results?
No,
No?
because I know he's my brother.
Okay. James, what does it feel like for you to hear her be so confident?
It's actually absolutely priceless, and I'm happy that at least one of my siblings on that side, you know, kind of see the light.
One of your potential siblings on that side.
Yes, one potentially, and you know, she sees the light. She sees the opportunity for us to coexist as brothers and sisters. But the bottom line is that DNA don't lie.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Which is why we're gonna get the results. Listen, everyone. Before we get to the results, James' stepdaughter Arshana is in the audience. I want to meet her. So I want you to get the idea. First of all, you look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay. So what gave you the idea to pull all of this together for James?
Yeah, so just hearing his story, I didn't have a dad in my life. My mom raised me single parent, but when James came into my life, I could see how important it was to have that father figure. But James didn't have that opportunity to have a hole filled because he didn't know who his family was. And so just realizing that there was a part of him that was just missing, I wanted to be able to give him something that made him feel just a little bit better about himself. He considers family to be so important. He takes it very, very seriously. Like, he's an amazing father. And like, it's crazy because I literally was just telling him that he's such a great dad.
So what do you hope happens today?
Well, I hope that this just allows for everybody to just get the healing and the closure that they need, no matter what the results are.
Well, I have to tell you, one of the main reasons that I wanted to have my own show was to do this, to be able to connect families, to have healing. You know, we all have that little child in us that needs healing. And that's always been my goal within my entire career. And so I think there's no better time than now to get to the DNA results. Arshana, actually, I want to invite you down. I want to invite you down on the stage. This is a big moment for all of you. Whatever's in this envelope not only affects you, but it affects you and affects you. Are you ready for this moment to have this outcome?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Here it goes. Is Chantel James' sister? The DNA truth is unlocked next.
You are the father. Get off my stage.
So did you have any idea that your mother may have had a child, that you may have a brother, another
When
brother?
I was younger, I kind of heard it, you know, in passing, but I never elaborated on it because I'm the baby.
Just realizing that there was a part of him that was just missing.
Are you ready for this moment to have this outcome?
Yes.
Here it goes.
Yes!
Thank God, thank God, thank God.
I knew it.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh,
I knew it.
yeah.
I knew it.
Here you go. That's your sister right there, confirmed.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Oh,
This is so cool,
oh
man.
yes,
got
it
your
is.
family.
Yes, it is. Yes, you do.
What I think is great now is about this moment is that it's your ability now to really know this is your family.
Yeah.
The hole is closed, the chapter is closed. You know now that that seed is planted. You can start growing with your family.
Well, just the opportunity to know that you can find your family no matter what. I'm so glad that God designed genealogy and DNA, you know.
Brother, I have to tell you, I'm so happy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm so happy that you all could come on my show, on the Karamo show, and get your answers and connect with your family.
Thank you
I love you
so
all so
much.
much. I'm so happy for you all.
Thank you so
Listen, everyone, you look at this beautiful family right here. Give it up. Everyone, please stay with us because we're going to be right back. Come on, let me give y'all a hug. Congratulations.
Next, if your dad was here today, what would you want to say to him?
That your deadbeat?
It's a little girl who's been growing up without her father.
My daughter back there hurt, bro.
Will this man finally wake up and get the message? You are sitting here over nonchalant. Brother, do you think you look cool right now? Like, what do you think? My guest Ariel reached out to the show because she's desperate for help with her 11-year-old daughter, Kaylee. Ariel says that Kaylee's father has not been in her life and has only seen her 5 times. Ariel says her daughter is acting out and she is here for my help. Please, everyone, welcome Ariel to the show. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to meet you. Have a hug?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, okay, so, Ariel, tell me, so Kaylee has recently been suspended from school. What happened?
She got into a fight.
Okay.
She's been bullied. She has osteochondromas along with epilepsy. She's been bullied pretty much her whole life. Been talked about how she walks, talk. She just got sick of it. And she swung and beat up a girl at school.
Got it. So these, because I'm not familiar with those conditions, are those familiar conditions that are physical conditions?
Yes.
That people, okay, so kids are making fun of her physical
Yes.
conditions. Okay. When did this out of control behavior start, in your opinion?
About 6, 7 years ago.
Okay.
She reached out to her biological father to come down for a Christmas. I want to say it was either Christmas or a birthday. He said he would come. He never showed, didn't call. And she just got to this point where she just doesn't care anymore.
So it started at that point.
Yeah.
Do you have any other kids?
Yes, I have 2 other.
How old are they?
3 and 1.
3 and 1.
Yes.
Okay. And she's the oldest, obviously?
Yes.
And you've been married to Isaiah for 2 years, correct?
Yes.
What's Kaylee's relationship with her stepdad?
She's asked him to adopt her.
Okay.
We've brought that up with Kaylee's biological father, Desmond. He said that's not going to happen. Their relationship is like oil and water sometimes. Sometimes they get along. And sometimes she has that mentality of love is just meant to hurt. She's told him, you ain't my daddy, I hate you, hope you die. It's been a lot of different things, but it all still stems from her actual father not physically being there as long as it's been.
And so Kaylee's biological father, his name is Desmond.
Yes,
Desmond missed out on a lot in your daughter's life.
a whole lot.
Like what?
Everything. First steps, first words, first day of school, first surgery, hospital stay, dental, father-daughter dance. Everything.
It's tough on you.
He's been on 1 birthday in 11 years, and she was 8, and he was only there because I drove to Michigan and picked him up and took him.
What does Kaylee say about her dad not being around?
I submitted a picture, a drawing she did. Me, her, and Isaiah, we sat and we did some artwork.
Yeah.
And she wrote how her dad makes her feel.
I feel unwanted by him. I feel upset when he lies. I dislike how he disrespects women. Did you help her with this list?
No.
Really? Because some of this language sounds a little bit more adult. Wow. Well, listen, Ariel says that her daughter Kaylee's out-of-control behavior is just a cry for attention from her absent father, Desmond. Desmond is joining us now from Michigan. Everyone help me welcome Desmond to the show.
How y'all doing?
Desmond, welcome to the show. Is there anything Ariel has said that you feel isn't fair or true?
To be 100% honest, no. When she's speaking, when it comes down to the behavior of my daughter, the relationship of her daughter, as far as not being around and things like that, that's 100% facts. That lines right up with, what she's speaking about. It's just the back end of why it's totally different than what it is that's being spoken.
So you're admitting that you're not involved, that you haven't been there for your child?
No, not in the content of how you're speaking. And what I mean by is, when a man calls, you have to pick up the phone. And then when the man, sits at the bus station and he's being denied, there was times where I would come up there and I would make those trips.
You
and I spent
came
nights.
to my house and caught a bus once, and she was what, 3?
That was
In
not once,
11
kid.
years, and I can count on one hand, you've seen her 5 times.
Okay, 5 times physically. I would say right around 5 times, 6 times, and honestly speaking, maybe 4, to be realistic, and maybe honestly being 4. And the reason why I'm saying that and not denying most of what she's saying is because those are facts and those are true. What the problem is what's missing with the story is when the man is sitting at the bus station and he's calling, and his phone calls is being denied, and he's spending nights at the bus station. Well, that man is not going to spend too much of his money too many times to sleep at a bus
When
station.
your daughter laid up in the hospital from seizures for 5 days and her daddy doesn't answer the phone, then whose fault is that? When your child is having surgery for the bone disease you never show, whose fault is that? When she fell off that bike and I helped her get back up, where were you?
Ariel,
Stop
what you
playing,
speaking
man.
from?
No, because if you're going to talk, speak facts.
Desmond, what is the facts in your eyes then?
Oh, the fact of the matter is poor communication.
Well, why do you think that Kaylee is fighting, stealing, and acting out?
Because she's dealing with the emotions from what we're seeing right now. That's not Kaylee's battle. That's the energy that was transferred from the mother down through the household.
So where were you? Where your energy?
Okay, Ariel, where we're speaking from right now is a point of emotion, and that's the problem.
But Desmond, regardless of what communication you and her mother have, your daughter has not seen you. And I'm asking you why. You said
My
that
daughter has not seen me because of the lack of communication and the constant fights in the battle, lack of addresses. When a man said that he spent time sitting sleeping at the bus station. When a man is sleeping at the bus station, okay, we make this travel, we make this trip. And he calls and he's like,
Desmond, I really appreciate you trying to tell.
Can I ask you something real quick?
One second. Desmond, I really appreciate you trying to tell the story, but I'm telling you right now, that is not a case to why you haven't seen your child. The 2 things that you're saying for me right now, of me and my daughter's child couldn't communicate, and then also I'm sleeping at a bus stop. I did try to show up once. That's not enough of a reason for me, and I'm trying to give you an opportunity to understand.
And I also want to object what you're talking about. The reason why it's not enough for you, because you're not walking the path. It's hard to explain to those who don't walk it.
I don't understand. Hold on, no. Before we go anywhere, I don't understand why I constantly have, particularly brother, why you come on the show and say, I don't know because I haven't walked the shoes. Y'all need to go Google me real quick, okay? Professionally, this is what I do. And then secondly, I literally have a child. I have 2 sons that I have to communicate with their mother. And their mother and I don't see eye to eye. Yet I am there for my children always.
And I want to put this out here. That's TV talk. In the reality of things of walking, that's not how it goes. If you're walking the path and y'all say that,
That has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
Desmond, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think you're being the best father you can be to Kaylee?
If we're speaking about Kaylee, no.
Okay, that's what we've always been talking about, is Kaylee. That's what we always been talking about, is Kaylee. But so this is the thing, because Kaylee is here today, and she's younger, so I decided that I'm not gonna be bringing her out on stage. I'm actually gonna go backstage and talk to her. So I wanna take a break with you 2 as parents, and I really wanna hear from your daughter. So when we come back, I'm gonna sit down and talk with Kaylee, the little girl in between all of this, so stay with us. A little nerve-wracking with all the cameras, right? Kaylee will share her feelings next.
If your dad was here today, what would you want to say to him?
That your deadbeat?
Will this man finally wake up and get the message? You are sitting here over nonchalant. Brother, do you think you look cool right now? Like, what do you think?
You are the five. Get off my stage.
He's been on 1 birthday in 11 years, and she was 8.
Feel unwanted by him.
In 11 years, you've seen her 5 times.
My daughter has not seen me because of the lack of communication and the constant fights and the battles.
So I want to take a break with you two as parents, and I really want to hear from your daughter. How's you doing today?
Good.
It's a little nerve-wracking with all the cameras, right? I know even for me, sometimes I get nervous with it. Have you ever done something like this before?
Yes, I did plays, and my mama had told me I did pageants when I was little.
Oh, wow, you're exceptional then. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the play. It's just I did one night. It was a one night only because I did not want to go again.
Yeah, okay. If I can be honest with you, your mom told me that you kind of got into some trouble at school. What's been going on?
This girl kept messing with me and bullying me
Yeah,
to the point that I got ticked off,
yeah,
and I just beat her up.
yeah. You got really angry. I understand that. I get angry sometimes too, so I understand that. When you get mad, who can you talk to?
Basically, I have this,
Are you able to talk to your mom or your dad?
yeah, but sometimes I'll just go home and scream at a pillow and then walk downstairs and do whatever it is to be done.
Yeah. So when are you able to talk to your mom and your dad?
Like, I like talking to my dad in front of my mama, but most of the times sometimes I really don't talk to my mama, but when I talk to my mama, I like being alone with her. Like, sometimes I ask if me and her could go out sometimes, even though we probably wouldn't, we sometimes never do it.
Yeah. But you still ask. You want to know. That makes sense. So when you say you talk to your dad, is that your stepfather that you're talking to, or
My stepfather.
your stepfather? You and your stepfather have a good relationship?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you ever get to talk to your real dad? Not your
No.
stepfather? How often do you talk to your real dad?
Like, this year?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be like 0 times.
And what about in the past? Do you talk to him a lot?
Nope.
Yeah. Do you wish you could talk to him? No? Why not?
It's because every time I talk to him, it's always going to be some excuse. Say, for instance, I've been wanting an iPad, just a regular iPad. My mom and dad, they said they was going to take care of everything for my Christmas. All I asked for him was just an iPad. He made a whole bunch of excuses, and I've been asking for about, say, since I turned 7, so years.
So does your real dad give you a lot of excuses?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel when he gives you those excuses?
Upset because to me, you're treating me like I'm a little kid when I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you wish that he was around more?
Sometimes, but I know it's never gonna happen because he's always gonna be with.
Oh, that's his other child. Do you feel like he chooses over you?
He always does. He showers her with unconditional love. She can ask for something and he'll get it in one day. With me, it's you gotta wait years, years, and years.
So wouldn't you like for him to give you that and treat you that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, if your dad was here today, what would you want to say to him?
That you're deadbeat?
Do you miss him?
Nope.
Why don't you miss him?
Because he's never been there, so I don't know you.
So you don't know him to miss him. Yeah. Would you like a hug from him? Why not?
I don't know him.
Yeah.
I don't really trust a lot of people. And if I don't know you, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna scream, yell, I'm not gonna go.
That sounds just like some stuff that your mom said out there.
Your
mom told me that too.
I don't, like, stuff really bad happened in my past to where it's kind of hard to tell which people to trust and which people not to.
I get that. I understand that. So you make sure that you have to be tough to protect yourself, right? I get that. Well, I have to tell you this. You are a very smart and fun young woman. I have had a lot of fun talking to you. Before I go, can I have a hug? Is that okay? Thank you so much for opening up. I appreciate it. Desmond is about to react to what his daughter had to say.
I'm unbothered. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm moved.
My daughter back there hurt, bro.
Will he finally wake up and get the message? You are sitting here over nonchalant. Brother, do you think you look cool right now? Like, what do you think? How often do you talk to your real dad?
This year? Probably be like 0 times.
You wish you could talk to him?
Every time I talk to him, it's always gonna be some excuse. I don't know him.
Desmond, I want to start with you. How did it feel hearing the things you heard Kaylee just say to me?
To be honest with you, it does not surprise me at all in the least.
Your daughter said that she feels like you give excuses. You're not there for her. You're a stranger. How does that make you feel?
No different. I'm not moved by it. When you know yourself and you know what you do and you know who you are, you know who you are as a man.
Desmond, can I ask you this? And this is sincere. Because I see you got a defense up, and I see that
No,
you...
no. I want to be honest with you. It's no defense. I'm unbothered. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm moved.
Desmond, you should be moved. Let me tell you something right now. When you have a father that's saying, I'm unmoved by the fact that my daughter could be developing these things, that's an issue. And that's a you issue. That's a no one else issue.
When Kaylee was writing the letters and stuff, and I told him, I said,
Facts.
I found a letter in Kaylee's room about
Facts.
how she feels you don't love her. And it broke me. Because
Desmond, do you love your daughter?
if I heard my daughter tell me.
If that's the question, I 100% do it. You know,
Desmond, I'm gonna be real with you. I've been trying to be very calm with you and really get to your thing, but it gets under my skin when I see a man sitting here talking about his daughter who is saying, you're giving me excuses, who is not being there for me, and you are sitting here over nonchalant. Brother, do you think you look cool right now? Like, what do you think? And no. You keep making the smug faces because you hearing cheers and stuff. Dude, at the end of the day, this is your little girl. That's your seed. All of us, this is none of our children. That's your child. Listen, I'm sitting here and you sitting over here relaxed, rolling your eyes and stuff. You think this is good? Come on now.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I'm unbothered, because I'm the man that knows my daughter and knows my
You don't know your daughter. Brother, wake up. You don't know your daughter, and you're not doing enough for your daughter.
I don't know a thing about her.
And why are you sitting here so smug? Do you want to see your daughter in issues?
He does.
To be honest
He
with
doesn't
you, like
care.
I said, I'm
Y'all
gonna say
just
this
clearly
again. I
heard.
know
He's unbothered, right?
when y'all
Like
said
I
that,
said,
hey,
you wanted to come on here so people could stroke your ego. Forget your ego. My daughter back there hurt, bro. And it's on you.
no, it's not. But either way, like I was saying, when y'all asked the question about, hey, Dez, will you tell your side of the story? I just don't understand why y'all don't want to hear that side of the story.
Please tell me this story.
When CPS called, my house was clean and everything, and it was taken care of. I do understand the situation that went through as far as when it came down to getting Kaylee. My house was prepared. But unfortunately, there was a person, the grandmother, that lied to the mother of my child and told her the story that was falsely untrue. Now, when y'all check the paperwork and find out that this man is not lying, the reason why he's unbothered is because this is not true. Why am I mad? Why am I mad when I know that, hey, I've been there, I tried, I made the phone call, I made the trips, I did everything that I could. I just got to a point where it is what it is. I mean, what more can I do? Ariel, if you want Kaylee to be a part of my life, which I 100% do, I currently cannot make those trips back and forth.
I'm
For 11
done.
years,
I'm not
Ariel,
putting all the footwork in because I ain't make her by myself.
Ariel, you have not for 11 years. And I'm going to be honest with you about something. A lot of the problems that's going through is because you have not let go of your internal pain.
No, Desmond, I gotta stop. No, Desmond, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start attacking her, and that's not gonna be healthy communication for either of you.
No.
I just heard it. No. So listen, Desmond, I'm telling you what I hear. Desmond, I only repeat back what I hear. One of the things that I want you to leave with, you keep saying, I am a good father, and I know I am. And let me tell you something. The only person who can make that decision if you're a good father or not is your daughter. And your daughter right now has clearly just told me that
honestly,
are not
and I want to reject
up.
that, and I want the people to hear this. That's a bunch of BS. And let me tell you why. Because the moment that you don't buy something, this is something that a good man taught.
Cut his feet.
Which I had a father in my life.
Cut his feet.
Like
Seriously, cut his feet. Cut his feet. Cut his feet. I'm sorry. No, give me a hand. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. If you've been dealing with that for 11 years, I was with that for about 45 minutes and I'm exhausted.
This is every conversation.
I can imagine. I know.
She's been begging and crying for it for years.
I know.
My daughter wants to block him. She don't know him.
I know.
This is what I gotta tell you, because it's the only advice I can give you at this point. You gotta stop trying to reach out to him. And so I'm telling you that, so first of all, you can release some of that pressure, you can release some of that pain. You are doing everything you need to do. You are trying, you are stepping up. You gotta release him. You have to then now focus on helping Kaylee to grieve him. No.
When I say helping counseling sessions,
The
it's a lot of
anger.
anger in her.
Yes. That's why I asked her, when was the first time you felt anger?
4.
And she said 4 years old. You have to start to help your daughter to start to grieve the relationship that she will never have with her father, while also telling her not to compare herself and letting her know that vulnerability is actually going to be her strength.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that she needs to learn to be vulnerable. If you can do those things, not only are you going to start practicing that with yourself and start to heal in some ways, you're going to set your daughter up for the best life she can possibly have, voided of this man who can't step up and be the man that she needs him to be. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. I'm so sorry. So friends at home, thank you for being with us. Come back next time so we can keep talking and growing. I love you all.